English 12 Honors, Shakespeare and Hamlet Unit, Types of Speeches. First, what is the purpose of speeches within a drama? They can reveal the inner thoughts of a character. The speech can inform the audience or other characters about certain events. Some speeches are used to drive the plot of the play, while other speeches are used to persuade other characters to think or act in a certain way. And finally, speeches are used to narrate events that either have happened or that are currently happening within the drama. There are 5 types of speeches within a drama: apostrophe, aside, monologue, dramatic monologue, and soliloquy. The apostrophe is a literary device in which the actor or writer addresses an inanimate object, idea, or a person who is either dead or absent. In Act 1, Scene 2, Frailty, thy name is woman, describes Gertrude as a frail person, and it also describes the adjective frailty as if it were a woman. Additionally, in Act 5, Hamlet addresses a skull, which is the remains of someone who has died. The aside is a literary device in which the character speaks to the audience. It is unheard by other characters, and it represents unspoken thought. This type of speech creates dramatic irony, in which the audience knows specific details, however, the characters do not. In Act 1, Scene 2, Hamlet has an aside that shows his inner thoughts about his relationship and feelings about Claudius. This is what Hamlet is thinking, but in order for the audience to know this, it must be spoken aloud. The monologue is a literary device in which one character has a long speech, often monopolizing the conversation. In Act 1, Scene 1, Horatio's explanation to Marsilius about seeing the ghost of the late king constitutes as a monologue to explain an event. The dramatic monologue is a literary device in which one character has a long speech that reveals his or her character, often in relation to an integral situation or event. For example, in Act 1, Scene 2, Claudius has a dramatic monologue regarding his brother's death, which is to serve as advice to Hamlet. Claudius reveals his true feelings to Hamlet, which creates character development for Claudius. A soliloquy is a dramatic or literary speech by a single character alone on stage. The character talks to himself. Note that a character may hide and eavesdrop, but it is still considered a soliloquy. This type of speech reveals a character's thoughts and creates dramatic irony because the audience knows details that the other characters do not. In the play, Hamlet has the most lines, and a majority of them are made up from his soliloquies. The most famous soliloquy of the drama is the to be or not to be in Act 3, Scene 1. Now it's your turn. The following 2 quotes, one is a video and the other is written, are from Shakespeare's Othello. See if you can determine which speech is being used by the writer.
You too, farewell. Put money enough in your purse? I'll sell all my land. Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. Or I mine own gained knowledge should profane if I would time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit. I hate the moor, and 'tis thought abroad that twixt my sheets he's done my office. I know not if to be true, but I, for mere suspicion in that kind, will do as if for surety. He holds me well. The better shall my purpose work on him. Cassio's a proper man. Let me see now. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light.
If you determine that this was a soliloquy, you are correct. In this particular speech, Iago is explaining his inner thoughts about his hatred for Othello and why he hates him. Iago also tells the audience about his plan to destroy Othello. Here's another quote. See if you can figure out which speech this is. If you determine that it was an aside, you are correct. In this particular line, Iago is expressing his inner thoughts aloud just for the audience. There are other characters on stage, but it is not heard by them, nor is it a very long or dramatic speech. If you have any more questions, please contact your instructor.